Have you ever wondered if the most famous garden in human history wasn't just a symbol, but a real location waiting to be found? What if the story of Eden is not merely a religious tale passed down through generations, but a memory of an actual place that existed thousands of years ago? A place where humanity's earliest ancestors may have lived before a catastrophe erased nearly every trace of it. A place that has inspired explorers, archaeologists, theologians, historians, and scientists for centuries. Here's the mystery that keeps experts awake at night. The Bible gives surprisingly specific geographical clues. It names rivers. It describes landscapes. It even identifies neighboring lands rich in gold and precious stones. Yet despite centuries of searching, nobody has been able to point to a single location on Earth and confidently say, this is where Eden stood. So, was Eden a real place? Was it destroyed? Buried? Flooded beneath the sea? Or was it never meant to be found at all? The answer is far more fascinating than most people realize because it sits at the crossroads of archaeology, ancient history, geology, mythology, and one of humanity's oldest questions: where did civilization truly begin? Today, we're following the evidence, without assumptions, without sensationalism, and without dismissing either science or faith. By the end of this journey, you may never look at the story of Eden the same way again. Long before skyscrapers, kingdoms, or written history, humanity imagined a perfect beginning. Nearly every civilization tells a story of an idyllic paradise where people once lived in harmony with nature before losing everything. From the ancient Mesopotamians to the Greeks, from Persian traditions to stories told across Africa, Asia, and the Americas, the idea of a lost paradise appears again and again. Among all these traditions, however, one story has become the most influential: the Garden of Eden. According to the book of Genesis, God planted a garden eastward in Eden and placed the first humans there. The garden was filled with every tree that was pleasant to the eye and good for food. In its center stood two extraordinary trees, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The story is familiar to billions of people, but hidden within its poetic language are details that sound remarkably geographical rather than purely symbolic. Genesis describes a river flowing out of Eden that divided into four rivers: the Persian, the Gæan, the Tigris, and the Euphrates. Immediately, two names stand out. The Tigris and Euphrates are not mythical rivers. They are real rivers flowing through modern-day Iraq, southeastern Turkey, and parts of Syria. They have nourished civilizations for thousands of years and helped create what historians often call the cradle of civilization. This raises an obvious question. If two of the rivers are real, could the other details also point to an actual location? This possibility has fascinated scholars for centuries. Some believe the biblical authors preserved memories of genuine geography passed down over generations. Others argue that the rivers were chosen because audiences already recognized them, making the story easier to understand. Either way, the references invite investigation. One of the earliest theories places Eden in southern Mesopotamia, near where the Tigris and Euphrates eventually merged before entering the Persian Gulf. At first glance, this makes sense. Ancient Mesopotamia was one of humanity's earliest centers of agriculture, writing, architecture, and organized government. The fertile floodplains transformed dry landscapes into productive farmland. Massive irrigation systems supported growing populations. Cities like Uruk, and Eridu emerged here thousands of years ago. Eridu, in particular, captures the imagination. Many archaeologists regard it as one of the world's oldest cities. Ancient Sumerian texts even describe it as the place where kingship first descended from heaven. That phrase alone has fueled decades of speculation. Could memories of humanity's beginnings have become intertwined with this remarkable region? Yet problems quickly emerge. Genesis describes a single river flowing from Eden before dividing into four separate rivers. Geographically, the Tigris and Euphrates do the opposite. They begin separately in the mountains of Turkey and gradually come together downstream. The biblical description doesn't easily match modern geography. This discrepancy has inspired entirely different theories. Some researchers suggest the landscape looked completely different thousands of years ago. After all, rivers constantly change course. Earthquakes reshape valleys. Floods carve new channels. Sea levels rise and fall dramatically over thousands of years. Perhaps the geography of Eden disappeared long ago. Interestingly, the Persian Gulf itself was once mostly dry land. During the last ice age, sea levels were far lower than they are today. A vast fertile plain stretched across what is now underwater. As glaciers melted approximately 12,000 years ago, rising oceans slowly flooded this enormous basin. Some researchers believe entire human settlements may now rest beneath the Gulf. If Eden existed there, it would now lie beneath hundreds of feet of seawater. This idea fascinates both archaeologists and geologists because underwater landscapes often preserve traces of ancient life surprisingly well. Although no definitive evidence has been discovered, ongoing marine research continues exploring submerged prehistoric environments around the world. Another clue comes from the mysterious rivers themselves. The Persian and Gulf have never been identified with certainty. Numerous candidates have been proposed. Some scholars associate the Persian with ancient river systems that once crossed Arabia. Satellite imagery has revealed enormous dried riverbeds beneath desert sands. These rivers flowed thousands of years ago when Arabia was greener than it is today. Could one of these forgotten waterways be the missing Persian? Others connect the Gulf with rivers in Iran, Ethiopia, or even the Nile. The uncertainty highlights a major challenge. Ancient place names often changed over time. Languages evolved. Kingdoms disappeared. Entire civilizations vanished. A river known by one name 4,000 years ago may carry a completely different name today, or no longer exist at all. Then there is another possibility. Perhaps Genesis combines geography from multiple regions rather than describing a literal map. Ancient writers often blended historical memory with theological meaning. Instead of providing directions, they painted a symbolic picture representing abundance, order, and divine presence. This interpretation has become increasingly popular among biblical scholars. It explains why certain geographical features appear realistic while others resist identification. Still, the search continues. In the 20th century, archaeological discoveries transformed our understanding of the ancient Near East. Cities once dismissed as legends emerged from beneath the sand. Clay tablets revealed forgotten languages. Entire civilizations previously unknown entered history books. Every discovery raised a tantalizing possibility. If so much had remained hidden for millennia, perhaps Eden could also leave behind unexpected clues. One remarkable discovery involved Göbekli Tepe in southeastern Turkey. Dating back more than 11,000 years, this extraordinary site predates Stonehenge and even agriculture in many regions. Massive carved stone pillars arranged in circles suggest organized religious activity far earlier than historians once believed possible. Some have wondered whether memories of humanity's earliest sacred places eventually evolved into stories like Eden. Most archaeologists reject a direct connection because no evidence links Göbekli Tepe to the biblical narrative. Nevertheless, it demonstrates how dramatically our understanding of prehistory continues to change. Sites once thought impossible now stand before us. Could future discoveries reshape the Eden debate as well? The story grows even more intriguing when climate history enters the picture. Around 12,000 years ago, Earth's climate experienced profound changes. Glaciers retreated. Rainfall patterns shifted. Grasslands expanded and contracted. Animals migrated. Human communities adapted or disappeared. Some researchers believe these environmental transformations inspired stories of lost golden ages. Imagine communities forced to abandon lush valleys as rising waters gradually swallowed their homeland. Generations later, descendants might remember only fragments. A beautiful land. A great river. Abundant food. a devastating loss. Could myths preserve echoes of genuine historical events? Many anthropologists believe myths often contain kernels of historical memory, even when wrapped in symbolic storytelling. Flood legends provide an excellent example. Stories resembling Noah's flood appear across dozens of ancient cultures. Although details differ, many involve overwhelming waters destroying civilization. Some may reflect memories of actual regional floods experienced thousands of years apart. Similarly, Eden may preserve cultural memories transformed over countless generations. Science offers another fascinating perspective. When geneticists study human ancestry, they sometimes refer to concepts known as mitochondrial Eve and Y-chromosomal Adam. Despite the familiar names, these are not the biblical Adam and Eve. Instead, they represent the most recent common ancestors from whom all living humans inherited particular genetic markers. Importantly, they did not necessarily live together, nor were they the only humans alive at the time. Their names simply illustrate how all human family lines eventually converge. Genetic evidence strongly suggests humanity originated in Africa hundreds of thousands of years ago. This conclusion differs significantly from traditional literal interpretations placing Eden somewhere in Mesopotamia. Yet some theologians argue the two ideas address different questions. Science investigates biological origins. Genesis explores humanity's relationship with God, morality, and purpose. From this perspective, the garden may describe the moment humans became morally aware rather than biologically created. Others maintain that Eden was an actual historical location while accepting scientific discoveries about early human populations. These discussions reveal that faith and science are not always engaged in direct conflict. Often, they ask fundamentally different questions. History examines what happened. Science investigates how natural processes work. Religion frequently explores why existence matters. Where these disciplines overlap, conversations become both challenging and deeply enriching. Another fascinating clue comes from ancient maps. Throughout history, cartographers attempted to locate Eden. Some medieval maps placed it at the eastern edge of the known world. Others located it atop inaccessible mountains or beyond impassable oceans. These maps reveal something remarkable. People genuinely believed Eden existed somewhere on Earth. The difficulty lay not in believing it was real but in determining where reality ended and sacred mystery began. As geographical knowledge expanded, proposed locations shifted accordingly. The search never truly stopped. Modern satellite technology has even reignited interest. Researchers can now identify ancient river channels invisible from ground level. Remote sensing has uncovered buried cities, forgotten irrigation systems, and long-lost trade routes. Each technological breakthrough reminds us that vast portions of ancient landscapes remain unexplored. However, despite decades of sophisticated research, no archaeological discovery has conclusively identified the Garden of Eden. No inscription declares, "This is Eden." No unmistakable ruins have emerged. The absence of evidence frustrates some investigators while encouraging others to continue searching. Perhaps the greatest obstacle lies in expectations. Many imagine Eden as a perfectly preserved archaeological site waiting to be uncovered. Reality rarely works that way. Thousands of years of erosion, floods, earthquakes, human settlement, warfare, agriculture, and climate change dramatically reshape landscapes. Even major cities vanish beneath sediment. Finding a prehistoric garden, if it ever physically existed, would be extraordinarily difficult. There is also the possibility that Eden was intentionally written beyond human reach. After Adam and Eve left the garden, Genesis describes cherubim guarding its entrance with a flaming sword. Some interpret this literally. Others understand it symbolically. Either way, the message remains striking. Humanity cannot simply walk back into paradise. The loss is permanent. The longing remains. Perhaps that is why Eden continues captivating imaginations across cultures. It represents more than geography. It embodies humanity's universal desire to recover something precious that has been lost. Whether that loss is innocence, harmony with nature, closeness to God, or a forgotten homeland depends largely on one's worldview. Interestingly, psychologists suggest paradise stories endure because they reflect deep human experiences. Everyone remembers moments of security that eventually disappeared. Childhood. Peace. Belonging. Hope. Eden becomes a powerful metaphor for those universal emotions while remaining rooted in one of history's most enduring narratives. Archaeologists, meanwhile, continue uncovering surprises across the Middle East every year. New excavations reveal forgotten temples, settlements, inscriptions, and trade networks. The ancient world remains far from fully explored. Could tomorrow's discovery transform everything we think we know? History has repeatedly shown that impossible discoveries sometimes become reality. Cities once considered mythical, including Troy, were eventually found. Ancient languages were deciphered. Long-lost civilizations emerged from beneath deserts. The lesson is simple. Absence of evidence today does not necessarily mean evidence will never appear. At the same time, extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof. Responsible scholarship demands caution. Speculation is exciting, but evidence must always come first. So, was Eden a real place? The honest answer is that nobody knows with certainty. It may have been a genuine location whose geography vanished through natural changes over thousands of years. It may preserve memories of multiple ancient landscapes blended into one sacred narrative. It may symbolize humanity's spiritual beginnings rather than its geographical origins. Or perhaps it is all these things at once, a historical memory transformed into timeless truth. What is undeniable is Eden's extraordinary influence. Its story has shaped art, literature, philosophy, religion, politics, and culture for thousands of years. It continues inspiring explorers to search, scholars to debate, and ordinary people to ask profound questions about where we came from and what we lost along the way. Maybe the greatest mystery isn't whether we can locate Eden on a map. Maybe the greater mystery is why nearly every civilization remembers a paradise that no longer exists. Why does humanity, across continents and centuries, continue telling stories about a perfect beginning followed by irreversible loss? Perhaps those stories point toward forgotten history. Perhaps they reveal something timeless about human nature. Or perhaps they remind us that the search for Eden has never truly been about finding a garden. It has always been about understanding ourselves. Until unmistakable evidence emerges, Eden will remain suspended between history and faith, archaeology and theology, science and symbolism. That uncertainty is precisely what makes the mystery so compelling. Because somewhere between the rivers, beneath ancient sands, hidden under rising seas, or deep within humanity's collective memory, the Garden of Eden continues to exist, not necessarily as a destination on Earth, but as one of the greatest unanswered questions ever asked. And maybe that enduring mystery is exactly why the search will never end.